Shalom. I'm going to give all praises to my Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Karkadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders that rule well. Peace and blessings to you brothers out there that's kicking his words to see y'all some truth. I was listening to the state of the national emergency. Trump was speaking. He brought up several people, to speak on the coronavirus and what their various businesses will be doing to help, stop the spread. And what they're going into, these various CEOs of Target, Walmart, just opening up their parking lots as a way for people to get tests. But if you notice, in this one, the CEO for Bitten, Dickinson's, it was talking about how they're actually making devices in order for people to be able to get, what's the word I'm looking for? Scanned or tested whether or not they have the coronavirus. So, this is interesting. We don't know what they could use these devices for, whether it be to market the beast or what, you know what I'm saying? But, it's going into, I did a little research on these devices, and it's going into how it's preventing these basically these antibiotics to be disregarded, for lack of a better term, by the body, right? So we'll see. I just want to play this clip just to give you guys some evidence. And what I'm doing is I'm just giving, observations for what I'm seeing. I don't want to go into any, speculation of what the coronavirus is, because we don't have any substantial evidence. But we know one thing that's going on is they're definitely building because of this virus.
Tony has been doing a tremendous job working long hours, and you've seen a lot happen, but this has been, it's been a great experience, and working with you has been terrific. Tony, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. This is another example of what I've been referring to in my discussions with many of you in the audience as a proactive, leaning forward, aggressive, trying to stay ahead of the curve. And what you're seeing now with this order is that we're going to be able to remove the constraints so that people at the state, the local level, the individual physician.
And how is he able to remove these constraints? Well, by Trump issuing out a national emergency, there's certain rules and regulations that they can supersede. And really, what we might see too is draconian laws, which are draconian laws are basically synonymous with harsh laws, man. People could be reprimanded for any old thing. So it's definitely heating up, man. And of course, E is going to depict it as if it's a good thing, but we know that majority of the time when there's massive chaos, that he's the one that's more than likely has constructed it for his hidden agenda. Okay, so we're definitely living in some very exciting times. And we know that it's going to get worse out here, man. Okay.
All the way up through the federal government will have as many constraints as possible removed for them to do everything they possibly can so that we can implement the things that we've been talking about. The containment, the mitigation, so that, as I've said many times, that curve that I refer to that goes up, we don't want to have that curve. We want to suppress it down to that small mound. And I think what we've done today is something that is going to be a very important element in having us be successful in doing that. We still have a long way to go. There will be many more cases, but we'll take care of that. And ultimately, as the president said, this will end. But what's going on here today is going to help it to end sooner than it would have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tony. If I could, some of these folks we know, they're celebrities in their own right. They're the biggest business people, the greatest retailers anywhere in the world, and one of them is Doug McMillan from Walmart, and I'd like to have Doug, if you would, say a few words, wherever you may be. Good, Doug, please.
When we got the call yesterday from the White House, we were eager to do our part to help serve the country. And given what we're facing, that's certainly important to do. We should all be doing that. So we've been asked to make portions of our parking lot available in select locations in the beginning and scaling over time as supply increases so that people can experience the drive-through experience that the president described. We'll stay involved and do everything we can from a supply chain point of view to be of assistance. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You see right there? So Walmart is making their parking lots, accessible to where these people, where various people could just drive through and get examined. Okay. And if they test positive, guess what they had to do? Well, they had to probably more than likely go to these Biolabs, in which is being constructed in these various cities, and from there, they get more examination, or possibly even the mark of the beast. Because ID 2020 is something that's very vague, but it seems like that is being pushed too. So, I don't want to overstep my boundaries and just spew something that's, not backed up with information. But, this is all this speculation on what could happen. Okay. But we know something is heinous is being constructed before our eyes.
Very much, sir. Appreciate it very much. I'll just stay right over here. And Richard, if you could come up, please. Richard, please. Walgreens, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. And similar to Doug and Walmart, we're happy to stand in here and help in communities all across America, because a lot of times when we have natural disasters, our stores are a beacon in the community, and this situation is no different. So we look forward to partnering with the CDC, the administration, HHS, and the task force, and specifically to the Vice President's doing such a fantastic job. We're ready to engage and help. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you very much. Brian Cornell, Target. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, please.
Well, Mr. President, thank you for inviting us here today, colleagues from Walmart and Walgreens and our partners at CVS. Normally, you'd view us as competitors, but today we're focused on a common competitor, and that's defeating the spread of the coronavirus. And we look forward to working with the administration to do our fair share to alleviate this growing threat. So thank you for including us today. In the near term, we're all committed to making sure we're keeping our stores open to serve the American consumer who's rapidly stocking up on household essentials, key food and beverage items that they need during this time, making sure we run safe stores and create an environment that's safe for our team members, making sure that they feel supported during this very critical time. So thank you for including us.
Thank you very much. Great job. Great job. Is Tom here? Tom Poland? Tom Poland, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. As CEO of Becton Dickinson, we're one of the leading providers of medical devices as well as collection products for testing of coronavirus. We're ramping up our manufacturing.
You see that? Now, this guy, he is the CEO of, Becton Dickinson, one of the lead manufacturers of medical devices and collections, right? So they're definitely gearing up to push something, whether it be a mandatory vaccine, something to that degree. We don't know. Well, we know that things are definitely ramping up in the spirit. Okay. So a man shall be able to go and shall desire to go to another city, he will not be able to. And also, all this is a catalyst from the expansion of the coronavirus. All right, so this could have a trickle down effect, and we could possibly see more and more, dire things occur. So let's get some scriptures. Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was seen there was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time the people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So we know that there are some very, very extreme, dire, if you will, times that are coming to the U.S. But we rejoice in this because we know that, guess what? With this place crumbling, we are one step closer into salvation. Okay. So, just want to report on that. Brothers, keep your head on the swivel and don't overreact to things. You sisters out there that's been watching, now more than ever, it's time to be in order and sit back and listen. Call out Yahweh Hashem, 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 Hashem,